Hi guys, this is Ella, and I'm here today to tell you that I'm an experienced tutor with over 8 years of experience. And today I'm here to tell you that this is my first video channel, so it's really great if you subscribe and click on the link below so that you give me the passion to continue. Anyway, today I'm going to tell you how we use present simple, when we use present simple, how we form it, and talking about anything of present simple, the most fundamental grammar in English tense. So today I'm going to tell you how we use present simple, the most important grammar in English, because I'm always telling my students that if you know present simple, then you know half of the grammar, because you talk about your hobbies, you talk about your favorite things, about what you like, and you talk about things that happens regularly. So in this case, you need present simple, which is so useful and it benefits you a lot if you learn it. So let's start. I ride my bicycle. Ashley goes to the university. The cat eats his breakfast. All the sentences where I use the conjugation are called present simple. As I said, the most important grammar in English. And I believe that if a student doesn't know how to use the present simple properly, then he can't say that his level is above of A2. So now I'm going to help you how we use it. Okay, so let's see how we form it. First of all, I prefer to start with the very basic subjects I, you, we, and they. For them, you only need to put the verb -2 after the subject. For example, I ride my bike. You ride your bike. We ride the bike. They ride the bike. As you can see here, we have the verb to ride, but we minus the to and we just use it as a very simple basic form of it. Things change a little bit when it comes to the subjects he, she, and it. For that, we just need to put an S at the end of the verb. Like he rides his bicycle, she rides her bicycle, it rides. Maybe there's an animal, we don't know. It rides the bicycle. As you can see here, we have to add an S at the end of the verb. Okay, but what if the verb ending in Y proceed with a consonant, like R? For example, cry, or fly, or try. Then what we have to do is to remove that Y at the end and add IES. Remember that we only do it when the subject is he, she, or it. Okay, so when we have the subjects he, she, and it, and we have the verb ending in SS, CH, SH, O, and Z, then we simply need to add an ES at the end of the verb. For example, she goes to the office in the morning. My mother watches TV. He brushes his teeth in the bathroom. As you can see, these verbs are conjugated by their subjects, which are he, she, and it. Guys, I got tired. I have my note, but they don't help me. Okay, how do we make it in negative form? In order to make a present simple tense in negative, we only need to put the verb to do plus not. I mean, the not has to follow by to do. For example, I do not eat pasta. Not is coming between the verb to do plus the verb we're using. And do is conjugated with the subject, which is I. So if the subject is he or she, as an example, we say, he does not play basketball. She does not eat pizza. Well, that's quite impossible. Everyone I see is having pizza. Anyway, how to make it in a question form. In the question form, you just need to put do or does at the beginning of the sentence and then putting the subject and the verb. For example, do you play volleyball? Do you play volleyball? Can you see? Do is conjugated with the subject you, so we say do. But if the subject is she or he, then we say, does she play volleyball? Does Ashley eat pizza? Okay, guys, now we're here to tell you when we use present simple. First of all, I have to tell you that most of the students think that present simple is only used in routine and something that happens regularly. It's right, but it's not the only case. There are so many cases that we use present simple, like in storytelling, in narratives, and etc. And I'm going to tell you each one of them so that you can make use of them in the correct time correctly. First of all, we use present simple, as I said, in habits and as a routine. So the actions that happens regularly, the actions that takes place as a part of a routine, in this case, we use present simple. For example, I drink coffee every morning. They watch TV in the evening. He goes to the office 3 times per week. Remember that when we're using present simple and telling the routine and telling that something is happening regularly, we have to mention the exact time that the action is happening. For example, in I go to the office, he goes to the office 3 times per week, then I can say 3 times per week is the time that must be here. Or I drink coffee every morning. They watch TV every evening. Every evening, 3 times per week, and every morning. Okay. Number 2, general truth and fact. Things that are always true. For example, the spider has 8 legs. You can never see a spider with 5 legs or 4 legs. It always have 8 legs. Or the earth revolves the sun. Or for example, the water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Number 3, unchanging situation and state. It describes the situation and states which is hardly ever can be changed, or something which is considered permanent or long-lasting. For example, he lives in Poland. I like chocolate. Remember that for emotion, we always use present simple because emotions do not change. As an example, he hates flowers. So the hate of a flower can never change. He used to hate it before, he hates it now, and probably he hates it tomorrow. In that case, for the emotion, we use present simple, always. Or she works as a teacher. Well, this is her job and she doesn't change her job, and that's why we say she works as a teacher using the present simple. Number 4, schedule and timetable. Mostly we use it for future events. We use present simple for future events that are fixed by a timetable or schedule. For example, concert, an appointment, classes, or the hour, the time of the flight. As an example, the flight arrives at 9 a.m. Our class starts at 6 p.m. Or the train leaves at 7:30 a.m. Number 5, directions and instructions. You use present simple for directions and instructions. Imagine that you're giving an address to strangers on the street, or when you're reading a recipe when cooking a food. For example, you walk for 200 meters and then you turn left. Or first you open the pocket and then you pour the content into the hot water. Number 6, narratives, commentaries, and summaries. We often use present simple to make a summary of a film or a movie or even a book, or making the present simple in a sport commentaries, or sometimes telling the stories to make it more immediate. In that case, we use present simple. For example, at the start of the film, a spaceship lands in New York. Or he takes the balls, he runs down the wing, and he scores. My students are mostly asking me about when we use present simple, or how to explain a summary or a summary of a film or a book, because this is the most common English practice in the classroom that the teachers are asking their students to do such homework, like listening to a podcast or listening to a story and explaining it in the classroom. In that case, a lot of students ask me if they have to use past tense or present tense, and mostly I'm telling them to use present simple, as I said, to make it more immediate. That's why present simple is used in summaries and sport commentaries a lot. So it has a huge benefit. Number 7, the last one, clauses with future meaning. After conjugations like after, before, as soon as, when, if, until, when referring to a future action in a subordinate clause, we use present simple. For example, I'll call you when I arrive, not when I'll arrive. Or we'll start as soon as he gets home, as soon as he gets home. As you can see here, I use the present simple. Guys, the video is over, and I'm so happy that I was able to be here, and I'm here for you. So I really need your support, and I want you to drop me a comment. And I have one homework for you, and that is I want you to write one example of narrative and one example of clause with future meaning, and drop me a comment, so as soon as I get here I can check them. And if there's any question, don't hesitate to ask me. I will be right back here and will be answering you. Oh, note one more thing is that for the next video, I'm going to teach you present continuous, because we have to note that present continuous is used when referring to an action that's happening right now at the moment of speaking. Usually the students confuse present simple and present continuous, and that's the reason I'm teaching you present continuous. Wait for me and I'll be back.